So using this AI agent workflow, I'm able to generate images and captions for social media posts in seconds. So things like this over here, I made all of these with a single prompt, as well as these captions over here for the social media posts. And I'll demonstrate it right now. So say I want to create a post on AI in branding. Let's just let the AI agents work together and create an image and caption for me. And I don't have to do anything other than just type in those few words. So it looks like the workflow was successful. And as you'll notice here at the end, I want the image to be sent to me via Slack first, so I can actually see what it looks like before continuing on in the workflow. So as you can see here, it directly got messaged to me on Slack. So here's the image that I got: AI powered branding, personalized, predictive, dynamic, and there's even a little Forbes icon on the bottom right. So the image itself is not bad. Like, it's a really good start, especially because it was done in literal seconds. I didn't have to do anything. I didn't have to open Photoshop. I didn't have to open up Canva. I literally just typed in a couple of words and it generated this. It did the research for me and everything. So let's go ahead and look at the caption that was generated along with the image. So it was sent directly to this Google Sheet over here, along with a link to the image. So we'll look at that after. But the caption says, AI is revolutionizing branding by enabling personalized experiences, predictive analytics, and dynamic storytelling, helping brands connect more deeply with audiences, according to Forbes. And then right over here is the link to the actual image. So if you open this, it'll send us to a Google Drive where the image was uploaded. And if you look here, these are just examples of images I've created in seconds, like I said before. So you can literally sit down and batch create a whole bunch of images and captions to post throughout the whole week. And you don't have to do anything from research to graphic designing to copywriting. It does everything for you, while you just have to come up with the ideas and the topics and let the AI agent do all the work for you. Hey marketers, welcome back to the channel. But if you're new here, we are a full cycle agency using marketing strategies and branding solutions to help your business grow. At the Branding Agency, we've been using AI for years, everything from the popular ones that you know today to AI tools that you've probably never even heard of before. So if you want top branding and marketing tips, stay ahead by subscribing to this channel. And if you found value from this video, be sure to hit the like button. So let me show you how to build this AI agent workflow from the start. So first, we're going to start with a trigger, which is going to be a on-form submission. Basically, how this works is it's going to pull up a form, and then I'm just going to fill in what I want the image and the caption of the social media post to be about. So I'm just going to name this the post generator, and I'm going to add an element, which is basically going to be what the question is. And I want this to be, what is your topic? And we'll leave that, and we'll have it as a required field. And so if we test the step, there we go. What is your topic? And then we just type it in here. We're going to attach an AI agent to this on-form submission right over here. And we're going to rename it our caption agent. And what it's going to do is it's going to create a caption for a social media post based on the topic that we gave the form in the previous node. So just change this to define below, and we want this to be topic. So first, what we want to do is give it a system message. And the system message is basically telling this AI agent what you're going to do based on what I tell you. So I'm going to just paste what I have here, and we're going to take a look at it real quick. So you're an AI agent specialized in creating professional, educational, and engaging Twitter X posts based on any topic provided by the user. And before we continue, we're going to add another agent, and we want this agent to be the image prompt agent. It's responsible for creating the prompt that's going to be generated to create an image based on the caption. And we want to connect both of these models to the OpenAI chat model. We're going to use 4.0 Mini, since I believe this one's free. You don't really need credits for this one. And we're going to connect both of them to it right over here. And as I mentioned in the system message, we wanted to conduct real-time search using the API news tool. That's the search engine I'm going to give it, and the tool that it's going to use to search the web and find relevant articles based on what our topic is going to be about. So we're going to use the HTTP request tool. This is News API. To link it to your workflow is get an API key. Right over here, I'm going to use this one, but this is a tool that's allowed to search news with code. So we're gonna go down to headers, send headers, and we're gonna name this X API key, and it'll just be what this is. So I'll just copy it and paste it over here. Change the value provided to use field below, which is gonna be this over here. Nice. So we've hooked up our two agents with one, the HTTP request tool. I'm just going to rename this to News API. And we also have to give it some parameters. Page size, which is going to be how many pages I want it to search up related to the topic. So we'll just put that to 20. And then sort by will be the date that it's published, so we know that it's recent and it's actually relevant. And that should be it for these. We'll fill in this after we test the previous step because we want to get it from here. Okay, so now it's gonna ask us for a topic. I'm just gonna say AI tools. So now that I've tested the previous step, I'm able to fill in the blanks of what I want here, which is the prompt, which is gonna be the topic that I typed in. And on the News API node for Q, we're gonna also put in the what is your topic parameter. Onto our image prompt agent, I'm gonna give it another system message. And like I said before, this one's going to be tailored more as a agent that will create prompts for images. Right over here, I'm just going to paste this. So you're an AI agent that transforms Twitter posts into visual prompt descriptions for generating graphic marketing materials. So let's just test this step over here. Based on the topic that I gave it, which is AI tools, it's going to create a post based off the research that it gets. We have the output here, which is unlock the potential of AI tools in various industries. From whispering sweet nothings to dating apps to enhancing audiobooks production with Audible's new AI tech. Cool. So that's going to be our tweet. And then, so using the caption that was generated by the caption agent, that will be the prompt. Now, this is how we connect the OpenAI's API image generation tool to our AI agents. Okay, so now that we have our image generation prompt agent, we're going to attach another HTTP request right over here. Okay, so for this node, we can just autofill the population for the blanks by using OpenAI's documentation for the create images. Just copy this curl request right over here. Go back to n8n, input curl, and just paste it right over here. Boom. So as you can see here, it auto-populated everything from our URL to our headers, our body, everything. We can just get rid of this one. We don't need this one right over here. So back to the headers, we can replace this right over here. Everything after bear, we can just delete this. And we'll get our own API key right on the OpenAI platform's API keys page. So let's just create a new secret key. We'll just name this test. And then default project, create a secret key. I'll just copy this and paste it back to n8n right over here. And now it's going to use that. So we want to make sure that before we do this, that we have funds in our billing so that we can actually create images. It'll take a couple cents. It's not too much. So don't worry about going bankrupt using ChatGPT to create images for your social media. And you also need to verify your organization to access the protected models used for OpenAI's image generation. So now that that step's done, we can just populate this because it gave us an example prompt, which is a cute baby sea otter. And since it's fixed, it's always going to do this. Instead of the example prompt that it gave us, which was a baby sea otter, we want to delete that. And we want to use the prompt that was generated from our image generation prompt agent. So for that, we'll need to actually activate it so it can get an output. Using the tweet from the previous agent, as you can see here, the output is a vibrant, modern infographic illustrating the diverse applications of AI across industries. So we'll go back to our HTTP request. We'll rename this one to image generation. I swear I did this before. I guess I didn't save it. And now back to here, which is the prompt. We're going to drag the output right over here. So it uses the output from the image prompt agent. Now we can test the step and see what it gives us. So it's a bunch of gibberish over here. If we take a look at it, show data, it's just gonna be a bunch of text, like a bunch of text. And obviously we can't do anything with it because we wanted an image, right? So the next node that we'll need is going to be a convert file node, convert JSON to binary data right over here, and move base64 string to file. So I'm gonna drag the base64 JSON right over here. And now if we test step, we should get the image that we were promised. All right, so here we go. It is a PNG file. We can just view it right over here. And there we go. That is the image that was generated using our two AI agents. So that's the foundation of the setup for creating AI images and captions using two AI agents and OpenAI's new image generation API. And we can take this a step further by sending a message to Slack, putting it in a Google Drive, or even a Google Sheets. You can do anything that's outputted over here. It just depends on what you want to do. So if you want to streamline your social media using these AI agents, you can easily do so using n8n and OpenAI's new API image generation model, and essentially just save hours upon hours of work for your marketing efforts. And if you want someone to streamline this for you, consider working for the branded agency, and we can implement these systems to your team and help you save hours and time and just make overall content creation so much more efficient for your brand.